So let's now finish the developer profile card in this second coding challenge of this section. So we are still building this developer profile card here, but now we will do it in a slightly different and a little bit better way. So let's come over here just so I can show you what I want to do now. And so first off, we now have an array of skills. And so in this array, we have one object for each skill. So basically, we will now create one of these skills here for each of these objects. Or in other words, we're going to render a list of skills, right? So I want you to create a similar array, so with all your skills, then the level, and also a color for each of these skills. So that's your first task. And then you simply loop over this list and display one skill for each of them. Now, here the level can be one of three different choices. So either intermediate, advanced, or beginner. And so based on this level, I then want you to display one of these emojis. So going back here, this is the emoji for the advanced, this is for the intermediate, and this is for the beginner level. So basically, you will conditionally set this emoji right here. And yeah, that's basically all I want you to do for this challenge. So please go ahead and pause the video now, and I see you back here in a minute. Okay, so let's come here to our skill list, because that's where most of the difference will be. So here what we did was to manually create one skill component for each of these skills, right? But now we will get rid of all of this, because now we will create a list of skills. So we enter JavaScript mode, and then we simply take our skills and use the map method. So just like we did with the pizzas in our previous project. So here in this map, each element of the array is one skill. Of course, it could be any other variable name. But anyway, so for each skill, we want to create one skill component. And let's first close it to avoid the error, and then we can pass in the props. Now, in the pizza project, we actually passed in the entire object as a prop, right? But here, just for this to be a little bit different, let's actually pass them in one by one. So the skill is going to be skill dot skill. So that's a lot of skills right there, like 4 times in a row. Then next, let's pass in the color. So that's skill dot color. And then finally, we also have the level. So that's at skill dot level. Like, that's it. So you immediately see the difference down here, because now we have 6 skills. So all the ones that are in the array. But we don't have the emojis yet, because previously we were actively passing in an emoji prop. But now we just pass in the level, which we then want to convert to an emoji, right? Now, before we move on here, let's actually destructure the props just like we did also in the project. So that's skill, color, and level. And again, this is so much useful like this, because now we immediately know which data this component here expects. And of course, it also makes our code in here a little bit nicer. So now we don't have the emoji variable here, of course. And so instead, let's use the level for now. Yeah, but now, again, we need to convert that. So how are we going to do that? Are we going to do conditional rendering, or are we simply going to conditionally set the text here? Well, I think it's best to just actually set the text conditionally. Now, we cannot use a ternary operator because we don't have just 2 options, but 3. So it can be advanced, intermediate, or beginner. And so we actually are going to use now the AND operator. So let me show you what I mean by that. So here, let's say level, if it equals beginner, then, well, let's just copy the emoji here. It's like this baby. Then here, the content should be this. And so there it is for this one where I'm still at an advanced, or actually at a beginner level. And so now let's just use 3 of these. Right? And that's not a problem at all, because these 3 are going to be mutually exclusive. So only one of them will get applied. Intermediate and advanced. And now let's just grab the emojis here. This one for advanced and this one for intermediate. And there we go. So here we conditionally set some text, this time not using the ternary operator, but this time using the AND operator and leveraging the property of short-circuiting that this operator has. So for example, in this first one here, level equals beginner is false, and so then here false will be the result of this, which does not get rendered. Then the same here, and then level equals advanced is actually true, and so then the result of this operation will be this one. And so in the end, this is the content that we see here. All right. Now you could have done it also in different ways. That would have been no problem at all. What matters is that somehow you got it to work. It's not important how you did it. Everyone can have different solutions here. That's just completely normal. Okay. And so now that's actually a wrap. So we finished this section. And so once again, congratulations for reaching the end of this first fundamentals of React section. You already learned a lot, and so you can be proud of yourself. Next up, we are going to learn about the concept of state and of handling events so that we can finally build some apps that are truly interactive. So that's going to be amazing, as we will build our really first useful project. So a project that will not just display some data in the UI, but with which we can also interact. So that will be, again, a lot of fun. And so don't waste any time. And so if you have some time left, then let's immediately move on there.